Yo, chat, it's Dan VR. Before we get into today's video, I ask that you please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 25,000 subscribers in February and really push myself with this daily dose of Deepwoken to get out #1 prime rib content every single day. Let's jump into it. So for the last couple weeks, we've been eating good with mantras. Every week, every other week roughly, we get a new mantra or two. And look, content is never a bad thing. Extra content, that's always going to be an A+ in my book. Take, for example, the new media mantra, Twins Cleave. I'm sure this took a massive amount of dev time that could have been used on Conquest, and they just gave it to us out of the kindness of their heart. The coincidence that the animations are identical to the Kirito M1s from ABA that came out over a year ago, hey man, no correlation. It's not like they ripped it out of ABA and put it into Deepwoken. They would never do something like that. But, speaking on new mantras, every time that a new mantra comes out, it either A, can't be modded, B, can be modded to the point where it's auto-nerfed, like Permafrost Prison, and most of the time, none of them ever have a Spark variant. I wish that the Spark system was more fleshed out. There's so many different mantras in the game that, for better or for worse, are completely useless. Take, for example, Lightning Beam. Who is using Lightning Beam? It's really, maybe in your early level prog, or if you want to do some weird combo like Grand Javelin into Lightning Beam, but for the most part, the mantra doesn't have any uses, and there's really no Spark variants that make it viable. Another one, Gale Trap. Even when I'm fighting people that are good at hitting Gale Trap and they land it on me every single time, what does it do? Suffocates me for a little bit. I mean, not that much because most of the time they're not landing the M1s to continue it procking. It slows me down a little bit. Stifle Jump, maybe. It does not even 10% damage. No, Jesus. Now that I think about it, Gale Trap, dude, it does 3% damage. And a lot of time they have Bloodless on it, so they're going to heal 1%, 0.5%. It's just not a viable mantra. Dude, chat, I don't know. My lungs hurt. My throat hurts. Pause. I think what happened at Beer Fest is I think somebody had cigarettes and I yeah, I did what I do. I void walked a pack of cigarettes, so to speak. You hear that when I breathe, man? Very odd. Might be lung cancer. Hopefully they add a Spark to get rid of that. But my point is, there's so many cool mantras in the game that suffer from just not having viable Sparks and not being able to be modded, okay? And now, granted, this might be a little too intense. I feel like there should be a Spark version that makes Gale Trap function similar to Storm Cage. Not gonna lie, a mantra named Gale Trap, creating a whirlwind, like you're standing inside a tornado and your opponents can't leave it without taking damage. To me, that makes more sense than Storm Blades being the, 1v1 zone control, Or Lightning Beam. Can there be multiple beams? Maybe, because our Lightning Strike and Bolt Piercer already involve things coming from the sky. Is it possible that we have, I don't know, an instantaneous lightning beam shoot down from the heavens, but to compensate for how fast it is, it doesn't do a lot of damage? There's so many different Spark variants that could be added to the game, and instead, they just kind of get forgotten, In favor of adding new mantras, they just forget about the old ones. Kind of sucks.